Hello, good morning everyone. Well, the intention of this tutorial is to help you survive this second activity of second partial, okay? Truly, guys, you have all the instructions in this document so that you can create a page that is like similar to, let me show you this one, okay? This is our model web page now. So what it has different from our previous pages is that it has divs to create or to make the layout of the page. So we have one section over here in the header or the menu section, a second div for this that it's like the main picture section, okay, including this circle with your name, a third section that has information and pictures, okay, separated in 3 columns, and check on each column. We even have the scroll bar in the case that we need it, okay, and the last section that is just like the footer, okay, bar where you say just web page created by and your name, okay. So well, let's start. I will be following our document, okay, as a base, and I will try to make it as fast as possible, but of course you can stop the video whenever you need. So let's start creating the folder, naming it as it says here, second partial activity 2 underscore and your ID number, okay. So I come here and I say new folder with this name, okay, done. Inside of the folder we will need to create a folder of images, okay. It says here folder of images where you save 3 pictures, one big photo that will be the center image and 3 small images of 200 times 300 pixels the most, okay. For the big photo, guys, I recommend you to use a photo that is like 1500 pixels width, okay, 1500 pixels width and 500 pixels height, okay. How can you do that? You come here to Google and look for the image of the sport that you prefer, because this web page will be about a sport, okay. I think that it says here, yeah, it's a web page of your favorite sport. So let's say that I prefer, I don't know, basketball, no. So if I say basketball and I want a picture of 1500 pixels times 500 pixels, I can write it as this, look for it on images, okay, and you download the picture that you want. Check that it has the required size, okay, so you can look for it as this. Well, let's say that we have the pictures selected, okay. So I don't want to spend a lot of time. I will copy the images that I already have in my model page, okay. But remember, you will need the big picture, okay, like this one is my big pic, and 3 more pictures that are 300 times 300, okay, the most. It says here 200 times 300, sorry, okay. Well, then we're going to create the index HTML page, okay, and set the ID number as title. So for that, we go to Visual Studio, open your folder, okay, and here I'm going to create a new file, right, and call it index.html. Okay, inside of this one, you know how to start, okay. I'm going to copy paste what I have in the model, okay, that is just this beginning till that point, and I copy it to index, that is just, you know, the doc type, HTML section, head, the title with your ID number. I'm also including here the link to the style CSS file that we will need, okay, style CSS. I close the head, I have the body, and then I will close the body section and close the HTML section there beautifully. Okay, so we are basically ready to include here all the stuff, okay. And we will also need to create the style CSS file. So we already did this. the title okay, the linking okay. After that we have the style CSS file, and we are asked to create this class, guys, the class menu, including a background color of your preference, the width should be 100% of the page, and the height 50 pixels. So for that, what I will do is create this file, okay, and I'm going to call it style CSS there. Okay, and here, well, let me just open this view in 2 column. I'm going to make it 3 column, okay, because I will work in one the index, in the second the style that we have, and I will open, to work faster, guys, just the the style model. Okay, this is kind of cheating a bit because I already have it done. Okay, but as I'm saying, I don't want, and I don't have all the time to spend it again. So I'm going to be copy pasting some classes from this model CSS to the style CSS. That is the one that you should really have. Okay, so I have my background color already set, the width of 100 pixels and the height of 50 pixels. Okay, and I'm done. Then following the document is we're going to copy the button classes we use in activity 7. Okay, just make sure to include the frame properties, these properties: float, margin top of 3 pixels, and the border left. Okay, to create a menu as we are supposed to create in the model page. Okay, and change the colors as you want. So make sure that you're including these properties, they matter a lot. Okay, so I'm going to copy paste these classes because I already have them from here. Okay, all the button classes. Oh, no, I'm passing. I'm copying more than what I'm supposed. So just the button classes, you copy paste them in your style. Okay, just remember, it's super important that you include the float right this time, so that the menu appears at the right, margin top 3 pixels, border left 1 pixel, solid and black, or the color that you prefer. Okay, again, the same background color I included in the button hover and active. The color, I changed it. No, I didn't change it. I just changed the background color, sorry. The color of the font is the same, it's white, and the float continues being right. Okay, so we're done with that. In the body section of index, include 3 links to websites, okay, related to the sport that you selected. So we're going to create a div of class menu. Okay, I'm saying here a div with the class menu that we have just included in our style file, this one, class menu. Okay, and inside of this div we're going to include 3 links. So how do we start the links? We start saying href equals to, and here you include the name of the link of 3 sites related to your sport. So for example, if I come over here and I look for Gaia, it's gaia.com, because my activity, the activity that I want to include is the yoga activity, right? So I had another one there. Well, it doesn't matter. So I can go here, include the link, that one, or just tildepoint.com, okay, because this link is super long. Gaia.com, let's say I include that link there. Then I say the name of the page that I want to include, that in this case is Gaia, and this is it. Okay, and the same you're going to do for 3 more pages. Okay, so I'm not planning to spend more time on this. Okay, I'm going to copy paste the same link, but you should have 3 different links. Okay, my second and my third, they are all going to the same Gaia. Okay, so we're going to check what we have at this moment. And let me check. I'm having, okay, I forgot to do something. On the links, we need to assign, of course, the class, on each link, the class button. Okay, so let me just resize this. Okay, so make sure that you are having on each button, on each link, I mean the class button assigned, like that and like that. You save it, and let's check what it happened. Okay, now I'm having my 3 buttons. All go to the same place, but fine. Okay, so this will be just Gaia 2 and Gaia 3. You should include 3 different pages, guys. Okay, so let's say we already did that. Okay, save and preview. We're going now to section 2. Okay, so we need to return to style CSS and create 2 new classes that are main and bubble text. Okay, main pic is the one that will include the picture, the image, but as background. So check it, we're going to include it this way. Okay, having a width of 90%, a height of 400 pixels, margin auto. This will make that the div will be centered. Okay, margin top of 10 pixels with the background image that you selected, the big pic, if you remember. And we're going to include the property background repeat to no repeat. Okay, the other way, the background image will be repeating to fill entirely the div. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Okay, I copy paste this class because I already have it, but you need to write it, type it, I mean, okay, as main pic. Okay, and we will also create the other class that is bubble text. Bubble text is to create the text that is like over the image, this one. Okay, in my case is yoga flow by and my name. Okay, so I'm going to include this new class that is bubble text with a family of the font that you want, the size that you want, the color, whatever. White, it's a good color to outstand from any picture. Text align center. The width is 150 pixels, padding 30 pixels. Okay, if you want to change these sizes, go ahead. Okay, the border is 3 pixels dashed and white. Again, you can change this color to yellow, whatever you want. Border radius 50% to make a circle. And the position, we're going to say relative top 80 and left 150. For what? This is to move the circle. This circle was going to appear here at the corner. Okay, so we're basically moving it from the top downwards. Okay, and from the left we're moving it to the right a certain number of pixels according to this position that we are specifying. Okay, so guess what, I'm going to copy paste it. Okay, but you should type it. So this I copy and I paste. Okay, that's it, the bubble text. Make sure that it has all these properties, please, guys, and you save it. Okay, save file, save, or command S, but make sure that you save your style. Then we will have to return to the bodies of the HTML, the body section. And here, see what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to include a div of class main pic, and inside another div of class bubble text, including here the text yoga flow by your name, or basketball by your name, football by your name, however, the name of the sport. Okay, so what matters is that we include a div of class main pic, right? And inside this other div of class bubble text, okay, including yoga, well, in my case, yoga flow by Miss Rosie, let's say. Okay, and I save it. So once that I have done this, I think that it is time to save and preview. Yes, exactly. So we go, save it, and do a preview. And this is it. Okay, I just, in this moment, if you saw the change that I did, I just like zoom out my screen, okay? So this is the way that it should look, okay? If I zoom in, of course the picture changes, but zooming out, it is as that, okay? Well, so we are done with section 1 and section 2, guys, okay? Super fast. Now we will go to create section 3, that is, let me show you. Section 3 of the page is this part of the 3 columns, okay? So for that, let's follow the instructions here, okay? Now, this section, as it is mentioned here, it's important to know we can make it with a table, but using divs makes it easier to customize, okay? So we're going to use divs instead of a table, okay? Even that it seems to have the shape of a table, right, of 3 columns. So in style CSS, we will create this class container, okay, to set inside the 3 floating squares that should have the same width. So we're going to make it the entire container as 90% in width, 200 pixels in height, margin auto that will make it to be centered, and margin top of 10 pixels, okay? So please write that. I'm going to pass it. Okay, so this will mean copy paste that one, the container class over here, with a width, height, margin, and margin top. At this moment, this will be a div that we will create here at the body, okay? But in a moment. And then for the squares inside, we will create the square class, that it's this one, okay? But we're going to have 3 squares, guys. So as each one should have like the same size, we're going to make them a width of 33.3%, okay? So that each column is like 33%, okay? That in total make the 100% of this container, okay? And they should be floating to the left. This overflow auto, what will make is that it will show the scroll bars, okay, if the content doesn't fit on every of the squares, okay, but it is automatically shown. So let's go and create this class, okay, the square class, okay, just the square I created over here. And then in the document, okay, we are told include 3 divs with square class inside a div with a container class. So we're going to create this square. Check it out, okay? We're having another class that is square center and another div with the class square, okay? So what happened with this square center, okay? It's basically the same as a square but with background color, okay? So that is the difference. What we can do is, since the beginning, guys, I'm going to copy paste this one, the square, but I will call it square center, and I'm going to include a background color, okay? No, it wasn't that one. It is background color. Okay, fine. Background color of the color, I mean with the color of your preference, okay? In my case, I'm going to use this that I already have. Okay, so I copy, paste it here. Okay, that's the one, background color. So, okay, we are told to include the div with a class container, okay, and then with these 3 divs inside of the index HTML. So let's do that, okay? We create a div of class container, okay, container, right? And then inside we're going to create another div of class square, okay, this is one, another div with a class square center, okay, that's this one, and another div Guys, be super careful here with closing the divs correctly, okay? I mean, this is one div closing here, one div closing here, and the container closing at the end, okay? And I will need to repeat this div square over here, okay? So this is it, right? And let me save the CSS, save the index HTML. For we to understand what we're doing, okay, let's do a preview and check what it happened. See, now we're having one square blank over here, another blank over here. If you want to watch them, guys, what you could do is assign a background color. I mean, check. Okay, if I assign a background color on the square class that I created, and I'm going to assign one color just to watch that there's truly something, okay, that there is a square happening there. So check, if I assign a color, there it is, okay? I mean, they are showing, they are existing, I mean, these squares, okay? It's not that the space is just, I don't know, floating in the air. No, there is one square, then another following at the right, and a last one following at its most right, okay? So, well, I'm going to return it without background color because I prefer this white. But that was just to demonstrate that we're having three different divs. Fine? Okay, so let's do this. That's better. Okay, now let's continue with the document. What we're missing, guys, is to set inside the images and the text, okay, to make them look like this. So check it. In the leftmost square, we're having, or div, we're having image at the left and then text. In the center, we're having the image centered and then the text. And in the right, guess what? We're having image at the right and the text at a side, okay? So this is the arrangement that we would like to have. Now, here in the document, you have the specs for the image left class, okay? Image L, with a width of 100 pixels, a height of 150 pixels, a margin of 10 pixels. This margin is to all the sides of the image because we're not specifying margin left, right, top, or bottom. So it is at all the sides of the image. The float is happening left so that it looks like this one, okay? And the object fit, what it makes is that it scales the image to maintain its aspect ratio, okay? While fitting the div that contains this image, right? So, okay, you can copy paste this definition, okay? I'm going to do the proper over here, image left, I already have it typed. So I copy all this in my style, okay, and I save it. Once that we have done that, okay, we're going to include inside of the div class square the image, class image left, with the image that you want, okay, in my case it was yoga 1, and then a paragraph, okay. So for that I'm going to do this, okay. At image square I include an image source, inside of images, no, this was not the one that I wanted, okay, is images, and I want yoga 1, okay, yoga 1 dot jpg. Let me check just if it is as that. Yoga 1 jpg, exactly, okay. And at a side of this, okay, we will have to include a paragraph of whatever you want, okay. So I'm going to copy paste this one, the famous lorem ipsum dolor, and that, okay. So this is a paragraph with that, but you should include information about your sport, okay, and the image better, right? So I'm doing this. If I save it and I refresh my page, this one, okay, see, we have this, okay. Let me just check what happened with the text. It's over there, but it's not the best way. the thing that I forgot is to include here the class on the image. The class, remember that it should be image left. Okay, the other way it won't make the right arrangement. Okay, and you will finish with something as what I had that it's not correct. So if I do a refresh, now it is correct. Okay, do you see? I'm having that image and then the text at a side. Okay, that's fine, that's better. Okay, so we are done with this one. Now we will continue filling the other sections, the square center and the square right. I will start with the square right because it's easier. So you can copy paste this image, okay, this image class, image left, and you're going to create now an image right where you say simply float right. Okay, we save it and we come here. I'm not in the second div, okay? I am on the third. Careful, white eyes here, okay? So here I include an image, source, images, and I'm going to include my yoga tree pic, okay? But remember, we need to assign the class image right, okay? That one. And then I will simply copy paste my paragraph that, by the way, I forgot to close. Okay, bad for me. So check it. This, you copy paste your paragraph, the paragraph with info about the picture, right? And I save, and let's look at this. Okay, no, what happened? Okay, let me show it from here. No, nothing. Okay, something should be incorrectly closed over here. Let me just take a look. It is image, the paragraph, and I'm closing the div of the class square, and I have another closing div that shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. That's better. Then I have div image, paragraph tag, closing div, and closing the div of the container. Okay, I save. And let's see. Now we're having it, but see what happened with the picture. It's so big. Okay, so let me just check that I assigned on this the right class. It was image right, image R. But I should have saved this one. Well, let's check that now. It looks correct. No, it's still no, doesn't take it. It says class and I miss a quotation. It happens. Okay, so that's it, that's better. Okay, you need to be here super really careful, guys. Okay, on those little things, little details. Okay, so this is it. Okay, you can say to them it also happens. Yes, I'm human. Okay, sorry. So now let's go with the square center, okay? And check that I'm helping you, because here in the document it only tells you you will need 2 more classes, one for the image of the center not to float and another for the image of the right to have this floating effect, okay? But they don't tell you how to create these classes, so I'm helping you here. Now let's create together, guys, the class of the image of the center. Okay, so we go here and we say image C, image center, with the same width, the same height, the same margin, but instead of having float right, okay, we're not going to make it float. And what is even better, we're going to assign these properties. Please follow me. Display block, sorry, and margin, the famous margin auto. Okay, margin auto, what makes is it makes the thing, whatever it is, be centered. Okay, but this goes also with the display block property. They act together, okay, to give this effect of centering. So you save that, and then guess what? You come to the square center div and you include your last image of class. I'm going to make it at this point image center. Okay, the source of the picture is at images, and then it is the yoga 2, okay, picture, right? And then I go with my paragraph of lorem ipsum blam blam blam. Okay, over here, right? We save, and let me just check the style is also saved, and we do a refresh, and this is it. Okay, if you check, this picture is so small. Okay, and then there's a lot of a space after the picture and the paragraph. So what you can do is take out this margin, guys, on the center image. We're not going to include that big margin of 10 pixels because it is a lot. Okay, I take it out. Just let me check. I saved it. And I refresh. No, it didn't make a change. Okay, well, what you can do is here increase the size of the image. Okay, so let's make it a bit bigger. I don't know, maybe 150 times 200. I mean, you can play here a bit with sizes. Okay, that's a big image, and then you're having the text. Still, there is a lot of space there. Okay, between the image and the text. Let me check. What else could we do? I think there's nothing else to do, truly, okay, because it is the image and then the text that is starting over there. Maybe we could take out the paragraph. As it is a single paragraph, you could do that because the paragraph starts with a break, you know. Okay, we could take it out and just say as that. Let's see the effect. Well, it kinda, but it's not exactly the effect that we wanted. Okay, let me show you another thing that we could do. That it's this paragraph, we could assign a margin, a small margin. So we're going to make a class for this one. The class will be special. Okay, and you create here a special class dot special. Okay, that will have a margin top equals, colon 0 pixels. Okay, and here on this image center we're going to say also the same. Here this margin top will be 0 pixels. Okay, as that. You save it and let's see the effect. No, nothing happened. Can't believe it. If it is image center and the special class, everything is correct. Yeah. Well, let's see. It says that. That's the most that we could do. Margin top 0 pixels. Margin top 0 pixels. Well, I'm afraid that we are going to leave it like this. Okay, because there's no other way. I mean, it leaves that spaces by default. Okay. So, or maybe we could decrease this height. It is this height, you know. Okay, if I make it 150 pixels. Let's see if this works. Ta-da! That was the thing. Okay, let's make it 100 pixels just. Okay, if I decrease that. Better. Okay, so that was the thing. Fine. Well, let's say that we're done with section 3. We have section now, section 2, section 3 working. Now, okay, let's go with the last section, guys. That it will be the footer. Okay, so following our document, okay, in style CSS, we're going to create these last classes. The clear, to clear the floating, this is a special class, and the footer class, okay, that has a font family, a font size, a background color, the color that you want. These two are the ones that you prefer. The text align should be center and with a border, okay, of a certain width, style, and color. Okay, so guess what? The miss is going to copy paste, okay, clear and footer because I already had that. Okay, so I paste them, and then returning to the body, we're going to do this. Okay, we include the div class clear, okay, with a break, and inside of it it would be better because I did it outside truly the final effect is the same, but let's use this div that we created, okay? Inside of it, we're going to set the break and the paragraph of the class footer saying web page created by and your name, okay? So I'm going to say div with the class clear, okay? Remember, this class is important because we are taking out the floatings, okay? And then I will include here a break with V, okay? And then another div of class footer, okay, where I just type created by Miss Rosie in a Sunday, okay, beautiful Sunday. So that's it, and then that's it. I save them both. Let's go back to the browser and we refresh it, and that's it. Voila, our page is done, okay? Well, there is one little detail, you know, and it says, I think that it says over here. No, it doesn't say. Okay, if you check the fonts, like the text is really crowded, okay? So for that, I created in my page this paragraph format, okay? It is not a class. Check that it is just on the P element that I included a margin, guys. So you can do the same if you want to improve the look of your text, okay? You can say just margin of, let's say, in my case, I have 5 pixels. You can say 3, I mean, however you want. You save it. Let's take a look about the effect. Do you see? Okay. It's a small difference, but it is okay. If you want to leave more space, go ahead. I mean, you can leave 10 pixels, as many as you want, okay? And basically check what we're having. Just remember, the margin is at all sides, okay? If you wanted a margin specifically left or right, you can specify it over here. Margin left of 10 pixels, maybe margin right of other 10 pixels, or you could include more the margin left and less the margin right. You can play a bit with that, okay? And see what happened, okay? This is the final effect. Wow. Thank you so much for your attention, guys. I know that it is a long activity, okay? But truly, you can see the difference between our chafa pages of the beginning and this better page, okay, that we have done today. So we're going, okay? The intention is to have a great website for your final project, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in class. Bye bye.